Everyone, it's Lisa the Whimsical Gardener. So on today's video, we're going to be doing a bunch of odd things. So potting up some things, taking care of seedlings, pot up our Dusty Miller seedlings as well, and then see what else we need to do in the grow room. As you guys can see behind me, everything is starting to look really full, but there's some empty shelves still, right? And I got another one I can bring in from the outside, but it's starting to look really nice in here, you guys. I know. I'm super excited. Sorry, guys, but I'm excited. All right, let's continue. I just started potting up these, so let's go ahead and finish up the Dusty Miller. I've got my new look Dusty Miller. Aren't those beautiful? Oh my goodness. So we need to pot them up. Sowed these on January 6th. Potting them up on February 14th actually. So let me show you how we're going to do that. So got my potting soil here. We're going to go ahead and moisten it up. So these Dusty Miller, because they're larger, I can actually just simply hold it gently and root it up. So let's pull two of it out. Look at the seedling. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So now I'm just going to make a little bit of an indent here, and I am going to pot it up. Same thing with this one here. And you see how it's starting to give the silver leaf? So cute. Alright, so we'll continue potting these up. I'll show you the final result. I'm going to go ahead and I put potting soil and watering it up. Let's go ahead and take some of these out. So I'm just going to loosen up the root a little bit. A little dibbler. All right. Here's my container of Dusty Miller. I'm going to go ahead and put that under the grow light. Alright, so I'm going to continue potting these up, and then we'll move on to whatever else next I have to do. So we've gone from potting up Dusty Miller to now we have a bunch of Swedish ivy at the front of my walkway entrance and my trough that I have here, and we need to pot those up. So here's one that I just dug up and pot. Isn't that beautiful? So what I did for Swedish ivy is throughout the season, any of the long stems, that the vines that kind of trail down, which I'll show you a picture of what they look like. I just laid it over the soil, and then wherever it touched the soil, it basically rooted in. So this is how I have 3 Dusty Miller. So not Dusty Miller, you guys, Swedish ivy. So let me dig one up and show you, and then we'll go ahead and pot it up. Here's one that basically touched the soil, and notice that where it touched the soil, it grew roots. So all I got to do now is just pot these up. So I basically have a container with some potting soil. I did put a little bit of, I'm going to make a little bit of an indent and then put this in here and cover it back up. And this stays outside because Swedish ivy in my zone is evergreen. And so I'm just going to keep this outdoor, keep it water, and then this will go either somewhere else in my yard or towards the plant sale. But isn't that beautiful? Let's go ahead and continue potting up the rest of them. There's another big clump, so I can actually separate out this one here. So I'm just going to break it apart. Let me grab my snippers. Just taking my snippers and see how there's a separation there. I'm just going to snip it in two. And then now I have two clumps of Swedish ivy. I'm going to cut away all of the running stems so the plant doesn't have a lot of stuff to support. So this is what I'm left with. I cut out all of the running stems. And then here's another one too as well. Just pot those up. Replant, you guys. Replant. And I'm going to continue doing this, and then we'll come see what other jobs that we need to do. Alright, potted up all of my Swedish ivy. Beautiful art, isn't it? This I'm just going to leave out and just water them because again these are what do you call it, evergreen in zone 80, but love Swedish ivy. I don't know if you can see the leaves on this one, but it's a variegated leaf. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright everybody, it's the next day, next couple of days, something like that. And next thing that I have to work on is I got some new houseplants. Now, am I the best person dealing with houseplants? No. I've killed a couple of houseplants. I think my strengths are outdoor plants, not so much indoor, but you don't need something to look at during the winter time. So, my favorite nursery, Busy Bee, actually stayed open. And then they now have some houseplants. So went back there to, support our local nursery and got a couple of houseplants. So the first one that I've got is this Monstera Lesserania variegated. You guys, please do not crucify me for butchering these names, but look at the leaves on this one. Beautiful, isn't it? My goodness. So, need to pot that up. Then I've got a premium. Oh my god, I'm gonna put this name on here because I feel like I'm butchering it. You guys see it? Apparently it's not a cheap house plant, you guys, but supporting our local nursery. Next is a lipstick bicolor. Beautiful, isn't it? I feel like I can propagate this one here. And the last thing I got is a Pilea peperomias money plant something. Show you that again. I'm not an aficionado with houseplants. This one's beautiful. So if you know anything about houseplants, share it in the comment section. So I have some containers, as you can see here. There used to be plants in here, and they made it to plant heaven. So now I have this pot empty, and I'm just gonna go ahead and remove. I had some pea gravel as the topper on it because I think it looks much better that way. So let's go ahead and pot these up. You need to, yeah, guys, look at this. I was in there before, so not doing so well. All right, so let's go ahead and I think we're gonna put this Monstera in this one. I think it looks good in there. So let's go ahead and pot that one up. You guys, this green potting mat that I have, game changer, game changer. Because all my mess could be in this whole area here. All right, so let me just go ahead and hydrate a little bit this water, the soil, I mean. Should I do this one instead? You know what? I'll do this one instead. So I'll do the Epiprimum, whatever it is. Alright, let's backfill, and then we'll put our rocks back as our topper. Pretty sure this one here I'm gonna have to support it eventually because it looks like it's going to need some support in the future. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put my topper back on, which was my rock. I find that the rocks just give it a better finish and you don't see the bare soil. And these, all I did was I didn't buy the rocks. I just went outside to my willow tree area that I have a rock pathway, and I just got some rocks from there. I'm gonna go ahead and give this some water because it desperately needs some water. My plant, isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. So that's number one. Let's go ahead and do the other ones. I'm thinking about it. Let's do the lipstick plant. And what do I want to put that in? Okay, so I'm contemplating whether to put the lipstick plant in the black container, which makes it look super sophisticated, or with some contrast as well. And maybe I'll do that. No, I think the black would look good there. That would look good there. And yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do the black instead. Same thing. Again, I had a plant in here that went to plant heaven, so I'm just gonna use the same container. Alright. Actually nice containers, I'm gonna really use them. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and backfill, and then I'll top off with these stems have to be very gentle because you can tell that they will break apart super easily. Things do you guys do that brings you joy? Mine's plants and gardening and all of that stuff. How about you? Put it in the comment section. I do like painting as well too, but not like an artist painting, more like paint by number painting, but I do like that as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful, isn't it? Alright, so let's move on. Potted up all of the houseplants. So number 1. And number 2, this one is my favorite. The green goes really well with the black container. This is my money plant. And last one is the leaves and alocasia, I believe. Looks really cute, doesn't it? Alright, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go put these upstairs. I've already watered them. I'm going to give them a little bit more of a drink of water upstairs, and then we're just going to continue our chore, so to speak. I do need to desperately water my seedlings and fertilize them, so let's show you how I do that. So I've been fertilizing my seedlings once every week. So here's my watering container, and I use the Dr. Earth Pure Gold liquid fertilizer. And so for this size, I'm just going to go ahead and drop a couple of drops. Guys, I don't measure fertilizer. This is an organic one, so it's going to be okay. So here's what I do. That's what I did. That's it. And now what I'm going to do is let me go, I usually put the water, shake it up, and then we'll come back. Let me go fill this up, and then we'll start watering our seedlings. So I'm just giving them a good drink of water, so you can see. And I have them in the tray, so any excess water can basically drain out. Now there's something that I'm doing that I haven't done before, which is I'm top watering. In the past I have bottom water, so this year is a little bit different in that I am top watering instead of bottom water. And bottom water just means I fill the tray up and let the plant soak it up from the bottom up. And one of the cons of top watering is algae. So dealing with a little bit of algae, which I can just scoop them out over time. Alright everybody, hopefully that was helpful, and you saw how to pot up a seedling indoors and outdoors, some houseplant care, some seedling care with how to fertilize your indoor seedlings as well. Kate, what? Alright guys, Kate wants to play now. Anytime he sees me sit down, he wants to play. If you have any comments or any questions, or you need me to answer anything for you regarding seedling care and so forth, put it in the comment section. I'll answer it as soon as I can. Would love if you can please support this channel by subscribing to it. I'm trying to grow my little side hobby. Any help you can provide, that would be great. Like, comment as well. Share with any sort of gardening friends that may like this type of content as well. Everything in here is starting to look really nice, getting excited. The days are getting longer as well too, filming this middle of February. So until next time everybody, happy gardening.